What's up, guys? It's Ricky here. You guys are watching Ricky Revo RC. So today I got my kids' two-wheel drive Traxxas Slash. I've been wanting to drive this car, but the last time I tried to, the training was blown, and then I was having spur gear problems, and I got that all fixed, so I got it out, and the motor is just absolutely noisy. The bearings are smoked on the motor, and I can't get the bearings for it. I called Onyx, and they don't have the bearings, so I'll probably have to take it apart and figure out what bearings it does use if I could find them. But for now, we're just going to do a quick little repair. We're going to swap out the motor so we can get back on the road and get back to bashing. So stick around. So we're going to be replacing the 5600 kV Onyx motor. It's a 2-pole motor with the 3800 kV 4-pole 3S Max Castle motor. These are great little motors. I had this one laying around. I mean, I've used this one. This one's pushed along a couple of cars, actually. And it's just sitting around, and I'm going to put it to good use. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the old motor out, and we're going to get this bad boy installed. Alright, guys, really simple. Start off, unplug your old motor. Now you just pop off your right rear wheel. Now just go ahead and pop your spur gear cover off. Alright, after you get the cover off, guys, just go ahead and take your pinion gear off. Sometimes you could snake them through without taking it off, but I don't even want to deal with it. I'm just going to go ahead and take it off and do it the way I always do it. Alright, now just go ahead and loosen up your motor mount screws and you can pop the motor out. Alright, guys, so like I said, I was switching out the, I thought it was a 57. It's actually a 5900 kV Onyx 2-pole motor, brushless motor. And listen, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the bearings are smoked and they get much louder at higher RPM. So we're going to be getting rid of this. Hopefully I can take it apart and actually find the bearings that go in there. I mean, this was a really good motor. It's just those bearings are smoked. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that one in. So if you guys can see there, you see all the holes around the outside. You know, for some of you guys that don't know, that's, you know, just different mounting locations. You can actually index this wherever you want. I always do it with the wires pointing up. You don't want the wires hanging down. I'll just show you over here. See the wires pointing up there? I always do that with a, you know, depending on the application. I mean, if it's a mid-engine car, you know, it's just different applications. That's all it's for. But for slashes, two-wheel drive slashes, rustlers, all that good stuff, you know, two-wheel drive stampedes, always point the wires up and sift them through. I got a lot of extra wire here, but that's okay. We can take care of that. Alright, so now all you got to do is line up one of those holes where you like it and see if you can't get your screw started. This is the fun part right here, guys. Usually what I do is, let me see if I can actually get this tipped up and show you guys. Alright, usually these motors can be a pain in the butt to line up, so usually what I like to do is kind of doing it on a funky angle here, but you just put it through and I actually put the bottom screw in first because you can actually see that. Let's see if I can. Nope. Kind of a funky angle for me. There we go, we got it set in there, and there you go. You just grab the bottom one. Grab the bottom one first because you can actually see it. The top one you can't take out unless you remove the spur gear. So that one's kind of tricky too. So we actually do not want to tighten the bottom one too much until we get this one started, which it's already tight too much. So loosen it up a little bit and get that top one started. There we go. Alright, so after you're done messing around with that, we got to go ahead and put our pinion gear back on. So I don't know if you guys can see there, but every motor, every brushless motor, or even brushed motor I've ever seen has a flat on the shaft. If it doesn't, I suggest you take a Dremel and you make a flat on it because you do not want that little grub screw spinning around on your shaft. Spinning on your shaft. Alright, so let's go ahead and slip this bad boy on here. Pull it away. There we go. So don't kill it right now. Don't tighten it super tight because you want to kind of leave the grub screw a little loose. You just want it snug on there because you might have to adjust the depth of the pinion to the spur gear. So we're going to go ahead and start snugging up the motor now, and we're going to set our gear mesh. Okay, so we got this one pretty snug here. Alright, so that usually never happens. Actually, I'm a liar. I always usually get it on the first shot, if not the second shot. But I got the gear mesh right off the bat, like usual. And like I've said about gear meshes, if it feels too loose, it's probably too loose. If it feels too tight, it's probably too tight. So you just go ahead until you find a happy median. And I'm pretty happy with that. I like that. I think that's going to be perfect. Yep, I think we're good to go. Alright, so everything's tightened up. I tightened up my motor mount screws, the pinion. Yeah, everything's tightened back up. So we can go ahead and put the cover back on, throw the wheel back on, and then we can test it out. Before we go test anything out, we got to do something about this mess of wires over here. Alright, so before I go ahead and start putting all these wires where they need to go and tightening them up and zip tying them where they got to go or whatever, I'm going to go ahead and test it out first. Controller on. You know it would help if I actually put a battery in it. Alright, let's try that again. Plug the battery in. Oh, we got power. Alright, so let's go ahead and test forward. Okay. Reverse. Awesome. Brake. Alright, sounds a little better. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, tidy up the wires, and she'll be ready for bashing. Well, there we go, guys. The motor's in. Wires are all tidied up. I got them secured. I mean, there's a little extra wire there, but, you know, I'm going to have to make do with what I got, right? But there we go. All set. Motor's in. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys later.